When the motion resumed in Parliament this morning, there was near consensus that opinion polls should not be regulated. MPs opposed to the motion moved by Kigumo's Jamlet Kamau said the motion sought to the constitutional rights of individuals, especially on freedom of expression.
This is a motion that I didn't even expect to ever appear on the order paper in this House. Mr. Speaker, I never expected any member of parliament in his wisdom to bring such a motion.
The moment you try to regulate and control those opinions, you are acting in a most undemocratic manner. You are sending this country backwards.
Nominated MP Amina Abdallah supported the motion, arguing that the pollsters were acting in bad faith while conducting the polls, sentiments that received a backlash from other legislators.
Let us be frank, most of these opinion polls that are run in FM stations, we send airtime to our supporters to give their opinions in our favor. These things are manipulated.
This motion is not timely, and it has no bearing in what is happening today in the society. The new constitution has guaranteed the people of Kenya a new level of civilization. This motion is not civilized.
Sensing defeat, Mukurweini Member of Parliament Kabando Akabando withdrew the motion, saying the team supporting it needed more time to consult. The motion can now be reintroduced or allowed to die with time. Debate on the motion seeking to regulate opinion polls stalled in Parliament on the same day South Consulting released its latest survey on the International Criminal Court debate. The poll, sanctioned by the National Dialogue and Reconciliation Team, says 78% of Kenyans are happy with the ICC's intervention to try suspected masterminds of the post-election violence. While such polls are generally not disputed, there has been heated debate about the role of opinion polls related to elections, both among Kenyans and the international community. In November 2007, American diplomats raised concerns about the accuracy of various poll projections about the election in December. A cable sent to Washington concluded the sampling formula used by most of the polling firms was wrong.
Selection of individuals for interviews within that population is random. Now, random means not biased.
In Parliament today, the motion on regulation of pollsters was withdrawn as it faced hostility and possible outright rejection. MPs opposed to the motion, moved by Kigumo's Jamlet Kamau, said it sought to limit the constitutional rights of individuals, especially on freedom of expression.
This is a motion that I didn't even expect to ever appear on the order paper.
The moment you try to regulate and control those opinions, you are acting in a most undemocratic manner.
Nominated Member of Parliament Amina Abdallah supported the motion, claiming most opinion polls were conducted to advance some political agenda. She said there was a need to establish a board to regulate registration of research firms and check their operations. Pollsters have defended their research against claims that they are being manipulated. Most insist pollsters only need to state the methods they used to compile their data.
Most of these opinion polls that are run in FM stations, we send airtime to our supporters to give their opinions in our favor. These things are manipulated.
They would be the last ones to want us to give them falsified data.
To then, suggest that because what you see is not pleasing to you, insinuates or means that that pollster is therefore owned, used, paid by an opponent is completely unfounded.
Opinion pollsters are set to become a subject of debate as the country moves towards the general election set for next year. Eric Njoka, KTN Prime.
The Waldorf Astoria New York Hotel in Midtown Manhattan promises indulgent comfort and unmatched luxury. Cherangany Member of Parliament Joshua Kutwin says it is the kind of luxury that taxpayers from a third world country like Kenya cannot afford to pay for a Prime Minister. Rising on a point of information after Prime Minister Raila Odinga gave a detailed account of his travel out of the country since March this year, Kutwin asserted the hotel was way too expensive for the taxpayer.
The government was paying $7,000 per night, Mr. Speaker, equivalent to 600,000, Mr. Speaker, Kenyan money, Mr. Speaker, per night, Mr. Speaker. That is the information. And Mr. Speaker, where other members of Parliament spent, they were paying $4,500, Mr. Speaker, 1,000 per night, Mr. Speaker, 320,000, Mr. Speaker.
The PM neither confirmed nor disputed the claim.
Mr. Speaker, that is where most delegates who go to United Nations stay in New York. Even 3 years ago when I was there, I stayed there, Mr. Speaker. I do not see the reason why a Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya should go and look for the backstreet accommodation.
Raila told Parliament that it is ambassadors who make hotel reservations for traveling government officials. Temporary Speaker Gitobu Imanyara directed Kutwin to table any evidence he had.
Mr. Speaker, it is in the public domain. If you want to stay in that hotel, Mr. Speaker, you can check.
Order. Mr. Kutwin, we are not in the public domain. We are in the National Assembly of Kenya.
And I table, Mr. Speaker, the rates of the hotel, Mr. Speaker. I got it, Mr. Speaker, from the email, the internet, Mr. Speaker, sorry.
We are not asking you to table rates. We want you to table the information that the Prime Minister paid.
I did not say that the Prime Minister paid, but from my information, Mr. Speaker, I said that I want to inform the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, that the judges of this hotel, Mr. Speaker, it's such expensive.
To the extent that you are now withdrawing that you said he paid, I will let the Prime Minister continue his statement, and I will take it that you have withdrawn your statement that he had paid.
And with that, the matter rested. Raila told the House that he had been to 13 different countries over the last 3 months. In March, he traveled to the United Arab Emirates on invitation from the UAE government, which also paid for the trip. On the 10th of April, he left for the US on an official government trip for 9 days. On April 20th, he was in Paris as a guest of his French counterpart, again an official government-sponsored trip. 2 days later, he visited the Kingdom of Monaco. On May 4th, he traveled to South Africa for the World Economic Forum, yet another government-sponsored trip. On the 20th of May, on assignment from the African Union, he visited Cote d'Ivoire. The AU assignment has seen him visit Ghana, Mali, Burkina Faso, Angola, South Africa, and Ethiopia. Anso Mwendia, KTN Prime.
Safari yetu ya kuthibitisha ukweli wa wataalamu wa uhifadhi wa wanyama na mazingira iliturausha majogoo na kuanza kufululiza hadi kitovuni mwa mbuga ya Amboseli, mbuga inayosifika kwa hifadhi ya simba humu nchini. Kwa usaidizi wa watafiti kutoka mashirika ya KWS na Born Free, bila shaka mbinu mbalimbali za kuwatafuta makundi ya simba zilitumika. Njiani hali ilikuwa shwari, kwani tulipishana na wanyamapori mbalimbali ambao ni kivutio kikuu cha utalii, na kunifanya kutafakari hatari ya kudidimia kwa mmojawapo wa wanyama muhimu katika mazingira haya, ambaye pia ana mvuto wa aina yake kwa watalii. Naye ni mnyama simba, mfalme wa mbugani.
Kwa miaka ambayo ilipita, uhusiano kati ya binadamu na wanyama ilikuwa juu sana. Lakini kuna mikakati ambayo tumeweka kama shirika ya KWS kuhakikisha kwamba uhasama huu kati ya watu na wanyama unaendelea kupungua.
Once akiingia kwa boma anaponea chupu tu kutoroka na mbuzi, lakini mara nyingi zinawawa. Like last year, hii group ranges ambayo iko katika ecosystem ya Amboseli imewawa simba kama 23.
Hapa ni eneo la Oltukai. Mlima huu hutumiwa na watalii kuwatafuta wanyamapori. Kwa usaidizi wa wataalamu wa uhifadhi wa wanyama kupitia vifaa vyao vya kisasa, tuliendelea kumtafuta mnyama simba.
Hapa nafanya mambo kuhusu ecological monitoring. Hiyo ni kuangalia mazingira ya wanyama wenyewe, na pia mahali wanamoishi, vile wanavyo pata lisho.
Lakini huku tukielekea eneo ambalo tulikuwa na uhakika wa kupatikana kwa familia ya simba wapatao 9, njiani tulikumbana na hali halisi ya uhasama baina ya wanadamu na simba. Wenyeji maeneo haya ambao ni mpakani mwa Kenya na Tanzania wanaendelea kulisha mifugo yao yapata umbali wa mita 300 na wamekuwa wakiishi hapa tangu vizazi vya nyuma, ambapo wametangamana na wanyama wa msituni. Dakika chache baada ya kuendelea na safari ya kuwatafuta simba, tukakumbana na simba jike hawa ambao walionekana kutulia kutokana na windo walilopata nyakati za asubuhi. Ni mnyama ambaye idadi yake imekuwa ikipungua kwa kasi.
Ukiangalia miaka karibu 10 iliyopita, simba walikuwa wamepungua sana. Lakini kwa sababu ya ile mikakati ambayo tumeweka kusaidia jamii, kuelimisha watu, idadi ya simba hapa Amboseli wameongezeka sana. Na saa hizi tuko na simba ambao simba karibu 50.
Ni wanyama wenye nguvu ambao wanajilinda vema baina yao na kwenye familia ya wanyamapori. Lakini katika baadhi ya sababu zinazochangia kufifia kwa simba ni kuuawa na baadhi ya Wamasai katika kujitafutia ujasiri kutokana na mila zao za zamani kwenye jamii hii. Ali Manzu, makala ya Kwenye Nyayo za Simba, KTN leo, Amboseli.